Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with a bit of a review of Dazzler. By a bit, I mean this is going to take a while, guys. I can't imagine this being a 5 or 6 minute review. So, I talked to Mags when when this book was announced, and she was like, wow, yes, I understand the character. I'm a big fan of the character. I love the character. And then, of course, this book comes out and realize the one thing that's missing from it is the character. Seriously, you can put anybody in this role as the lead of this book, and it doesn't matter. This is one more case of message above story. It doesn't matter. It's just Dazzler is a delivery system for what Mags wanted to say. It's like what I said before. Oh, I've got a voice, but not Dazzler's voice. You have no idea what to do with Dazzler's voice. Oh, and by the way, it's not good on the cover to put a reminder of the greatness that Dazzler was. She was never great. But at least she was better. You put the better version of Dazzler in there and say, hey, look, we're about to fuck her up. And here's the credits page just to give credit where credit is due. I'm wondering, is Dazzler a dead character? And by this I mean she's such a product of her time. Every time they tried to update her, it doesn't work. And I don't think they should update her. It doesn't mean that they don't get rid of her. It's just that she's older now. Let her be older. She's not going for the pop music of the day. Make her top 40, okay? Make her like the VH1 to the MTV. You don't have to attach her to whatever music style is popular now. She doesn't fit that way. Even this book has backstory on her, so it doesn't work to keep saying she's some sort of pop princess. And by that, I mean whatever is the popular music of the day. Whatever you think is the music of the moment, that's not her anymore. She's from the past. Let her grow up. Let her at least be smarter than to name her band the Lightbringer with the Snicks. And it's not even it's Lightbringer. Like, she is now called Lightbringer. Not Dazzler, which would actually drive people to a mutant club. It's okay, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway, this opening page right here really doesn't do anything but give you 3 names. Seriously, that's all the information you get, because I get the feeling that Mags wrote this with a beat behind her, thinking it's going to be kind of like Prince, where you show a whole bunch of, what was that movie, Purple Rain, where you show a whole bunch of scenes. It's like, dun-dun, bum-bum, and the music behind him is like, bum-bum, dun-dun, and you see the scene of him riding his motorcycle, bum-bum, dun-dun, and I get the feeling that she felt this way about this opening, because you get absolutely no information as we're going from one panel to the next. There's nothing new you need to learn here. It's just, hey, we're friends and we're getting ready for a concert. It's like every 1990s Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen video ever put into 2 pages of comic book. Yes, I had young daughters in the 90s, and that's the only thing I found bad about having young daughters in the 90s, is that I know what Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen videos are like. And so we see that the theater that Dazzler's going to be playing in is called the Hologram. Hey, light puns. Yay, that's about as good as the writing's going to get, guys. So her friend Nami, or whatever her name was, walking over, and there's some mutants there, and decide that they already recognize that she's Inhuman. So she says, piece of trash, Inhumans, and Nami says, bite me. And then whoever this other person is, I don't even know if we got a name, said, do you have to do stuff like that? You'll just provoke them. Now, all she did was walk by them. They got angry, so she is supposedly provoking them by just, yelling back. I don't know. Anyway, then we get that bullshit thing that really explains Mags' behavior on Twitter, where she says, it's not my job not to provoke them, it's their job not to be garbage. Well, okay, now in this case, yeah, they struck first, but if you're the one that's striking first, doesn't that make you the garbage? Just saying. And besides, tonight is all about empowerment, mutant, inhuman, or whatever. Would whatever be normal? Regular? Because, mutant and inhuman suggests otherness. Just saying. See, Mags only has 2 stories, either uncomfortable in your own skin or being ostracized by somebody who considers themselves normal. But this person just announced themselves to be just as prejudiced as those she's putting down, because she would describe normal people as whatever. So then we go into the Mags Visaggio concert in place of fuck a donkey. So then we step inside. We see the Mags Visaggio concert. Yeah, this is not Dazzler. This is Mags. This is not Dazzler's voice. There you go. It's the writer taking over the character. She yells, "This is mutant pride and human solidarity. We may be the world's genetic pariahs, but we aren't finished yet. We are Lightbringer 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah." And then, boom, apparently the music starts. And one particular person is saying that they're throwing light bursts around on purpose. And then the word bubble says, "It was just so positive, you know? All these kids out there being themselves and letting their mutie flag fly." Okay, so allowing mutants to own the word, that's fine. But let's get something straight here. Mags, you don't have to use other people other than mutants for those being downtrodden, those being oppressed. You don't. Mutants do that all by themselves. It's what they're there for. They are the ones to be different. The stories I think she's trying to tell is that of those who have felt prejudice by others are now feeling prejudice towards each other. I think that would have worked a lot better if she kept it in the mutant community. Like, say, maybe normal human-looking mutants would treat animalistic mutants like pets, or be more afraid of the demonic-looking mutants and such. Sorry I'm talking over and not about. But then there's a really weird line of dialogue here, because she says, "Wow, what was that all about?" And her friend says, "They're called the Mutant Action. This really nasty anti-human, basically a street gang nonsense." And Dazzler says, "Dang, can't say I'm surprised though. This has been coming." Wait, what? Like, what's been coming? Because usually people say, okay, it's been coming, like it's been deserved. Like mutants attacking Inhumans has been deserved. It's been a long time coming that we need to attack Inhumans. Anyway, her Inhuman friend, I guess, says, yeah, well, thanks, but you should know something. They're pretty militant about trying to keep Inhumans out of mutant spaces. They'll be at every one of your shows." And so they do, and you get a little bit of a montage with them showing up, and Dazzler's like, "I wish I didn't have to say that violence wasn't tolerated at our shows, but it was. At first there was a few of them, but then there was more as we did more shows. We should have armed ourselves with baseball bats." A dig at the Twitter. And if you were afraid you weren't going to get dialogue that wasn't written by somebody whacked out on their brain on the whole oppression card and bullshit like that, and by all means, God, I hate that word these days, especially in America. When I hear it in America, I hate it. You know, if it's not a third world country, you don't know what oppression is, so shut the seriously. Anyway, it shows Dazzler signing autographs, and apparently I guess this kid's Inhuman, doesn't really say anything, but if you notice, the evil mutants, by the way, just to show prejudice, are all these demonic looking or animalistic mutants. All the normal looking people are angelic, and all the bad ones don't look like them. Just saying, Maggie. Okay, so she says, thanks so much, that's why I'm here. And then you hear this guy say, "Well, that's why I'm here too. You people are sick. You know that treating Inhumans like they're us. Nobody's bringing Thor or the Hulk here. Why? Because they're just superpowered humans. Inhumans are just humans. They don't get to colonize our oppression," said nobody ever, unless you are far, far left SJW shit types. So Dazzler says, "All right, dude, get that nasty stuff out of my face before I blast you with so much light your grandkids will be blind." Yep. There you go. I need a baseball bat and a smell. So the next time we see Dazzler, she's talking to a friend who I don't think was introduced. Is this the drummer or something like that? Anyway, she's talking to him, and just to show that Mags doesn't know that people don't like other people because of things they do rather than what they are, she has Dazzler say this: "I'm not even a little surprised to see this kind of hate festering in the mutant community. People get desperate. Inhumans outnumber us now, and up until they stop the Terrigen Mists, more were cropping up every day, and we're still coming back from the brink of extinction." Yeah, I'm sorry. Wasn't it because the Terrigen Mists, or Terrigen, whatever you want to call them, killed mutants? So maybe they actually did see a war. There was a war between mutants and Inhumans. It's not just because of what they are. It's kind of what they did. I'm sorry, but releasing Terrigen Mists on the human population in itself was a bullshit move. And frankly, I think a whole bunch of the Inhumans should be mad and be fighting the royal family, because maybe they were human beings that didn't want that to happen to them. Just saying. But that's a story that I don't think Marvel is ready or will ever tell. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing up because the story doesn't get any better, and it's definitely just, oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, this part right here, you have this same guy who was in the last. Remember, they're saying more and more show up. There's only this one guy, and he's giving Dazzler's friend a problem. "Oh, Inhumans can't come in. This is our show now." And, of course, Dazzler shows up and says, "Whoa, buddy, it's not your show. Kapow!" And hits him. And doesn't, like, light blast him or anything. Just kapow! Hits him. Now, this is the only one the only guy, I mean, that does this. And you see Dazzler, and just a little bit here, standing with a group of mutants and Inhumans together. And wait, wasn't it like more and more people showed up? There was supposed to be a big brawl, and instead it was literally just this guy. Okay, anyway, the book is shit, if you haven't gotten that already. It is just not a good book at all, guys. Once again, like I said at the very beginning, this, just to wrap everything up, this isn't a book about Dazzler. It's a book about Max Visaggio. As a matter of fact, all of Max Visaggio's books are about Max Visaggio. I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt. I enjoyed the first issue of Eternity Girl. The second one just collapsed. And that's what we're getting here. Max Visaggio cannot write. She should stick to the indies, because all she wants to tell is the story. His story, her story, whatever you call it, whatever you want to say. That's all the only story that is known how to be told by Max Visaggio. This is not Dazzler's voice. This is not the voice of a character who's been around as long as Kitty Pryde. They are not allowing Dazzler to progress, and I think that's the biggest problem with the character. Once again, this is the music, this is the style, everything. At least she had long hair. Let's get, she doesn't have that dumbass shaved on the side hair flip thing that looks so incredibly bad on everybody. Nobody who wears it looks good, guys. Just saying. So anyway, I lost my train of thought when I went to the hair thing. But, oh my gosh, this is not Dazzler. This could be anybody. It's a one-off. It's a one-trick. She should be older. She should be more relatable to... Kitty Pryde and her showed up around the same time. And you see progression in Kitty Pryde, but never in Dazzler. She did not have a voice for Dazzler. She did not have a Dazzler story to tell. And that's what makes this the failure that it is. I was looking forward to it. Why not? I read one comic. There could be a second, but unfortunately this book is pure garbage. It truly is. The art isn't good enough to save a story this poor, this bad. It just is not. And of course the ending leaves a little bit of a question. Will Dazzler be back? Will she be into superheroics again? And I just don't see it happening, or at least I know I don't want it to happen. Not in modern day. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't want any of my beloved classic characters to come back until Marvel cleans house, until Marvel gets artists and writers who believe story before message. You can put message in there, but you have to make it the story the priority. This is message before story over and over again, time and time after. We just see it so many times at Marvel. This should have been good. This is a character a lot of people want to see return. But we don't want to see it return in the hands of Max Visaggio. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? What did you think? What did you think of the Dazzler story? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you mad at me because I put it down and put down Mags Visaggio's writing? Because it is crap. It is very bad. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know why you disagree if you disagree. Also, if you like this video, you do want to see more, click like, share. If you haven't done that already, do hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Cool things happen around these parts. This is the way I'm trying to make a living. I'm also trying to get a better computer and some better software to make better videos for you. So please go on over to Patreon, help the channel out for less than the price of a candy bar a month. Just $1 a month. You could help us out. I would love to thank everybody who has already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.